Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about one of the serverless service of AWS, that is Lambda. Now, Lambda is a highly used service and it have various use cases. In this video, as well as in upcoming videos, we would be discussing about some of the use cases of Lambda and its integration. So let's get started. So what is AWS Lambda? So AWS Lambda is a serverless computing service that allows us to run code in response to event without the need to manage server. Now, serverless itself means that we don't have to manage server. Lambda service, we can run a code which can be written in any of the programming language, for example, Node.js, Python. So we can run that code without managing the server. In our past videos, we have seen about EC2 service, where we have managed our own server. But here, we will not have to manage any kind of server. AWS is going to manage the server for us. And now this AWS Lambda comes up with event-driven architecture. What does it mean? It means that this Lambda function can be triggered by various other AWS services such as S3, API Gateway, or a DynamoDB table. So if I want, there would be a change in any other or any third service of AWS, and I want that whenever there would be a change, then it will trigger my Lambda function so that it will do some of the job. So this is possible with this Lambda service. We will see about this in our upcoming videos. And it also come up with a pay-as-you-go pricing. Means we don't have to pay a upfront amount. With Lambda, we will just have to pay for the compute time our code actually consumes. So this was about some of the pointers about AWS Lambda service. Let's see this in our AWS console. So now I am in my AWS console. If you wanted to go to this Lambda service, so here you can click on Lambda and we can click here. So this is going to load all the Lambda functions I have created. Now here there are some functions already created, but here we are going to create a new function. Okay, why we are calling this function? So if you are from coding background, so you know whenever I want a specific algorithm or a specific code to be run, so we always put that particular code in a function and then we call that function. Similarly here, I want a particular algorithm to be run whenever an event will occur. So in that case, I can write my complete code inside this function with my own specified programming language. So let's see how we can create a simple Lambda function and then how we can run it. So here it will ask for a Lambda function name. So let's say if I am giving it a test function, okay, something like this, it will ask us about a runtime. Means it will ask us which programming language I am going to use. So it provides a lot of them: Java, Node.js, Ruby, multiple more. But let's say I'm going to use Python, a simpler one. And then it will ask for the architecture. So we can go with the default one. And that's it. We can create a function. And this will create a new Lambda function for us where the runtime would be Python version 3. So it will create the function for us. And then we can write the code in this side function. So you will see a console like this where this function have been created. We can find an option of code source where we can write the code for our Lambda function. Now this is a by default code which is created in Python. So def is a keyword in Python to create a function. Now this is a by default name of the function Lambda handler. We can change it also. It is taking some event so that whenever a service is going to trigger this, so we will also get some event from it. So we are storing it in a variable, and then we are just returning a status code 200, or we have written a message. So Lambda from, let me change it, Cloud Institute. Now here, if we know about the Python programming language, so we can change it. And here we can deploy this. So whenever we will make some changes, we can deploy it. And then if I want, then I can also test it. So I can click on test and I can manually run a test event. So let me give it a name. Let's say my first. And that's it. I can click on save and it will create a test event for me. So normally, if you are from coding background, so you will know whenever we create a function, we have to call that function. Normally, Lambda function will be called via these triggers. But for the testing purpose, I just want to test whether this Lambda function is working or not. So I can run this test event. And you will see once I will run this test event, it is going to send me the response. And it have given me successful response. It means successfully my code have been run. And here AWS will charge only for this 2 milliseconds. Only this much computing power my code have taken. So you can see this thing duration was only 1.35 millisecond, means my code have been run within this time period. If I will write a complex algorithm, so it will take some more time. So in that case, my build duration would be more. and it have also created some logs which we can see in the CloudWatch. So this is a way we create a Lambda function in AWS, and this is a way how we can run it. Now in the next video, we are going to add some trigger. So by this trigger, only this Lambda function will automatically get run, and it will automatically give us the response. And if I wanted to see more about logs, so I can click here in monitor, and you will see here we can see the CloudWatch logs. Even I can click here, and it will open a new complete page where we can see logs in much more detail. So I will scroll down, and you will see as I have run this function only one time. So here only one log stream have been created with some ID and with the date. And as I will click this, it is going to show me the log. So I can see here, and I can see the log and all other details. So that's all for this video. We have discussed basics about this Lambda function, how to create a Lambda function, how to see the logs. But in further videos, we will see how to trigger this Lambda function from other services, let's say S3 or API gateway. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.